Hello fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? I am super excited for this video because we are finally going to be playing with the new Juvia's Place mini palettes. I did go ahead and pick up the mauves and the sweet pinks as soon as they launched, but they took a little while to get to me. And then the taupe one was sent to me in PR, so in today's video I thought we could go ahead and do swatches of all the palettes, and then at the end I'm going to show you how I got this look using a mixture of the mauves and the taupes for this one. Before we jump into everything, I did just want to say welcome back to my channel, or hi for the first time if you're new here. My name is Amy and I just love talking about indie makeup. So if that sounds like content you're interested in and you'd like to see more videos like this one, please hit that subscribe button. Now let's go ahead and jump right on in. I'm not gonna lie, I was super excited to see that they extended their mini palette line just because there's $14 each. They're so cute, tiny 6 pans and monochromatic, and I just love it. I really hope they extend them again and do a blues palette, a greens palette, maybe a pastel palette. I feel like there's so much they could do with like these tiny little palettes. So let's go ahead and start off with the Sweet Pinks palette because I haven't touched this at all yet or put it on my eyes. I just love a good pink monochromatic moment, and this one is super beautiful. There's not anything deepening in this palette, so I feel like you're going to have a pretty mid-tone pink look overall, but these two shimmers look extremely metallic, and then this one looks a little bit more satiny, and then you've got 3 mattes as well, so I think it's a super cute palette. This first one here, oh my goodness, this first shade here is like a corally, pinky shade. I feel like looking at it, like in this lighting, it looks more hot pink, but when I turn my finger around, I see a lot of peach. Just so stunning. And then we have a hot pink with like a purpleness to it. It reminds me of one of the shades in the No Alamar Spanglish palette. And then we have satin soft baby pink, which is cute as well. Look at that shine, so pretty. Okay, next we've got a soft kind of peachy matte, but it's definitely very much on the pink side, just like a little hint of peach to it. We've got like the most sparkly hot pink shimmer. That is just, I mean, that looks really nice. And then a hot pink kind of neon matte. That is super pretty. So, I mean, it's a very, very, very pink color story. So if you like pinks, this could be good for you. I really love the metallic options in here. Okay, next we have the Mauves palette, and I think this is the one that I was most excited for out of the 3 palettes just because I love a good mauve moment and I love the colors that are in this palette. There's an eggplant and there's a pink to green shimmer, and I don't know, just the mattes in general just look so pretty to me. This was definitely very much my vibes. So there's 4 mattes in this one and 2 shimmers, although one is like that super foiled finish and the other looks to be more of like a soft satin, although it has tiny little gold flecks in it. So let's just go ahead and jump in. We've got kind of like a browny purple plummy shade, and then a true mauve matte and an eggplant matte, which, oh my gosh, living for those ones. Next we have another mauve matte that's a little bit less on the pinky side. We've got that pink to green shimmer, which is literally so beautiful. I cannot handle it. And then the soft purple, which honestly this one is a little like lackluster to me. That's not a color I would see myself using a lot, especially because it is just a very like satiny shade. But everything else in the palette, oh gosh. Oh, that was a terrible swatch on my part. I just completely went into the eggplant, my bad. Look at that. Oh, I love that color. So there is the Mauves palette. Alright, now let's go ahead and do the Taupes palette, which this is the one I originally passed on whenever I was making my order because I just don't see it being that special or unique to my collection. I will say that in person I do really like this one. I'm grateful I got it in PR and it is something I will use. But when I was originally making my order, I was like, let me just stick to the colorful ones. But looking at it, it does have some really beautiful kind of silvery options. It's got some nice crease shades that blend super well. So I think that this would be really nice for a very soft, taupe look. There's nothing super deep in here, so I'm not sure if this is going to be the most universal palette for everyone. Like between all the mattes, they're all pretty soft. But let's go ahead and swatch. First we have this shade here, which is a beautiful light metallic gold. Love the shine on that one, and actually swatching it, I bet I could have used that as highlighter today, but I didn't. And then we have a true silver, which is super foiled and creamy. I just love the way that catches the light. And then we have a soft, just kind of neutral brown. We'll just go ahead and do this one right here. I'm so terrible at swatches, and it's a little bit harder on my hand, but there's the first 3 shades. As you can see, like I said, pretty light. And then this is another one that has 3 metallics and 3 mattes. So we've got 2 more mattes here. This one is a little bit more of another neutral, just a little bit deeper than the other one. And then we've got more of a gray. And then lastly, we have another shimmer. This one, I mean, it's a little bit more of a true taupe as opposed to the silver like the other one. Yeah, that one's a little bit deeper. So actually in this palette, I feel like this would be perfect for someone who loves very soft neutrals, because you've got a taupe, you've got a silver, you've got a gold, and then you've got some very basic crease shades. So I could see a lot of people using that as like a very everyday palette. It's kind of cute in its own way. So those are all of the swatches. Let's go ahead and jump on into this look. Okay guys, so I just went ahead and primed my eyes with the Crow and Pebble eyeshadow primer. Somebody in my neighborhood is mowing their lawn, so I am so sorry if you hear that in the background, but I can't film this later today. I need to do it now, so hopefully my mic will cancel it out for the most part. But I'm gonna go ahead and use the Taupes palette today just because I'm feeling a little boring. Maybe I'll dip into the other palettes a little bit, but maybe not, I'm not sure. I'm gonna go ahead and start off with this matte shade right here. Just gonna pick that up on a big fluffy blending brush and just throw it through my entire crease. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and take this matte shade, and again, I'm just going to throw that into my crease with a fluffy brush, but maybe keep that a little bit further down. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and take the deepest matte shade in the palette. That one looks to be a little bit more of a gray tone. I'm really curious to see how much that's gonna deepen this look up. So I'm just gonna throw that in the outer V. And I feel like that's still pretty mid-tone. Okay, so I think I am gonna go ahead and dip into the Mauves palette just to deepen this look up a little bit. I'm gonna grab this shade right here. Just throw a little bit of that on the outer V. Okay, I think I'm gonna go ahead and take this mauve shade right here. Since I already have this palette out, we may as well just play with it a little bit. And I'm just gonna grab a bit of that and pop it along. Oh, okay, that was brighter than I was expecting. I'm gonna pop that on the lower lash line. Also gonna dip into that mid-tone purple. Pop a little bit of that on the outer third of the lower lash line. So for the lid, I'm torn because obviously part of me wants to go into this shade because it's so beautiful, but also the silver shades in here are stunning as well. You know what, I'm just gonna follow my heart. I'm gonna go ahead and take the shade in the Mauves palette. I'm just gonna pick that up with my brush and pop it on the lid. Okay, that's looking more like a little glitter top coat. It doesn't look quite how I was expecting it to look. I mean, on the finger, it's absolutely stunning. I'm just gonna go ahead and tap it on. Okay, that's beautiful. Has like a green reflect to it. Kind of reminds me of a shimmer from LAKEY Beauty, but I can't remember the name off the top of my head, unfortunately. So I really like how that looks. I think I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of the intense silver shade that's in the taupe palette and just picking it up with my finger because it's very like wet feeling, super creamy. And I'm going to pop that on the outer half of my eye. And then for my inner corner, I think that this shade is the only shade that's super light out of all the palettes, so I'm going to go ahead and use that. Yeah, that's really pretty. It just has like a sparkly shimmeriness to it. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish up this look really quickly off camera. I'm going to throw on my We Makeup More mascara, and then I'm just going to throw on a brown liner because my black liners are really dull and I need to go buy a sharpener, so I'm just going to use that and I'll be right back. Okay, so for my cheeks today, I'm going to go into my Midas Cosmetics Dawn Face Palette. I've really been loving this blush. I've been using it so much just because it blends like a dream. I'm going to go ahead and throw that on. And while we're here, I may as well just go ahead and use the highlight that's in this palette. I'm just going to go and throw that on the tops of my cheekbones. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and finish this up with my Fenty Beauty Gloss Bomb in the shade Sweetmouth. Just keeping it super simple, honestly, because I have to go somewhere and I'm going to wear a mask and I just don't want to get lip product all over my mask, so I'm just going to do a gloss and keep it simple. Alright guys, so this is the finished look and I really like how it turned out. I feel like that shade all over the lid is absolutely stunning. The matte's blended super easy, so the palettes feel like the same amazing quality that I've come to expect from Juvia's Place. I'm really happy that I decided to go ahead and pick them up, although like I said, the taupe one was PR. I cannot wait to do a full look with the mauves and the pinks next. I just felt like doing something a little bit softer today, but I hope you enjoyed the video and I will see you in the next one. Bye!